Hello, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about something a little different because I kind of had a question from a subscriber about this. And so I want to talk about language schools in Japan. So for people who want to study at a language school in Japan, hopefully this will be good information for you. Should you study at a language school in Japan? Some people want to study, depending on the country that they're from. Some people want to study to get a better job. Some people want to study just to have like that language, just for the for personal reasons. They just want to learn Japanese. And so I guess it depends on your reason for studying. Okay, so let's kind of talk about how to pick a language school in Japan. So this is kind of what this video will be about. All right, so I guess the first thing you really need to think about is, what's your reason for studying? So like I said, do you want to go to a university here? Are you just coming to kind of do, is it just like short term? It's just for like fun, you don't really want to stay long term. You just want to come and learn some Japanese and then go back home. Um, or I think you need to think about those things, because studying at a language school can be expensive. Okay, so it definitely can be expensive, and so uh, you definitely want to think about those things. And so, how should you choose a language school? So, I've been doing a little bit of research about language schools, and there are so many. And so, depending on your reason, some places have requirements. So, for example, some places want you to already have some type of Japanese proficiency. Some places don't. Some places want to make sure, you know, well, I guess this is anywhere, but before before they accept you, you have to show that you're able to pay, not only pay, but you're able to support yourself for the time that you're in Japan. And so, but back to, how should you choose a school? So MEX has a list of language schools. I don't know if these are like officially recognized, but they do have like a super crazy long list on their website, and I will leave the link to that so you can go check it out yourself. But they have a list of language schools, and you can look and see, number one, I was looking at how long they had been in operation. I think that was the most important thing. Not saying that the newer schools aren't good schools, but sometimes you want a school that has been around a little bit longer, because they might be more established. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Okay, so you need to think about your budget. You need to think about where you want to live. So let's say, for example, you want to come to Japan, you want to study. However, you don't really have like you have money, but you don't have as much money as you wish that you had. So I would say choosing a big city probably won't be the best bet. Like Tokyo, for example. Schools in Tokyo are very expensive. They're very expensive. Living in Tokyo is very expensive. So that's something you will have to think about. Could you afford to not only study, but could you afford to live there? Because you don't know how long it'll take for you to get a job. So sometimes getting jobs in Japan, then especially with no Japanese, might be really difficult. So you need to think about that. Consider where you want to live, before you even, pick this school. And I will also think about the ability to find part-time work. So here's the good thing about a big city, is that it's easy to find a part-time job, but it's expensive. So in some of the smaller cities, the downside might be it might not be as easy to find a part-time job, but the cost of living will be cheaper. So that's kind of something you'd have to decide on. You definitely have to think about and consider your budget when you're thinking about things like that. Where should you go? Like where? How do you pick a place? So like I said before, countryside is cheaper, cities are more expensive. You need to think about what your needs are. If you're a person, if you don't feel like you can handle like living in the countryside, well, you don't have to live in a big city like Tokyo, for example. You can live in a city that's near Tokyo, but it's not in Tokyo. So you can go somewhere, like for example, I used to, so a big city in Tohoku, the largest city in Tohoku was Sendai. They have language schools there. However, the cost of living there is much, much cheaper than a place like Tokyo, but it's still nice. It still has the feel of, it's still a large city, but it's cheaper, you know. So that's something you can also do. You can kind of look at the major cities just around Japan, and you can pick a major city, but I would say not Tokyo or Osaka, or maybe Nagoya might be okay. I really don't know, but definitely look into that. How long should you stay? Well, that depends on, like I said, your reason. So they have short-term programs, and so some programs, I think I saw the longest language program was like 2 years, but this was for people who wanted to enter university in Japan. So you need to think about that. So you find that I saw programs for a year and 6 months, for 3 months, 6 months. It just really depends on your own needs and your budget, because that will be a long time to, you know, be in a foreign country and you're kind of struggling. So just definitely think about that. And when should you apply? Okay, so a lot of the schools, they have different times to apply, and I would say the safe thing to do would be to apply about, or even, but I would say apply about 6 months or longer before you want to come. So on the website, they'll tell you like what the deadlines are, and so they accept, a lot of places accept students in April, July, January, and October. I'm not sure about January and October, but I know the April and July for sure. So they accept students around those times. So 6 months before, I would definitely say I would, apply, because it might take a while to get your visa, for you to get approved, and, do the things that you need to do in order for them to select you. And so, are there any requirements? Well, like I said, some places have requirements, some schools don't. It just depends. But definitely check out the website, check out MEX, because it has so much good information. And I think hopefully that will help you kind of determine what school you want to go to. Now, I must admit, there are several hundred schools on this list, so just going through it will be time consuming. However, it'll be worth it, because then that way you'll be able to find a school that's not only school that is in your budget, and maybe you can do more research about it. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. If there's something you want me to talk about, please let me know, and I will get to it as soon as possible. Ta-ta!